recently hip hop award winner coming out of West Philly. I'm saying, talking about Hype City, you already know. Westfield, get down, man. Let's go.
Move 6.
Hypecityshow, we in the building with my man Papi Yerr, super producer.
Yes, sir.
You know him for plenty of dope records out right now. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and rocking with us. I really appreciate it.
We here.
So let's jump into it, man. You know, what got you into music, like you said before?
So what started me in music? My music background really started in the church. My parents got me playing drums in the church, and I really enjoyed it. And from there, even prior to that, my mom had got me into producing music. Not producing music, but into musical lessons, like drum lessons, piano, guitar, from like as early as like 3, 4. And from there, I kind of just explored on my own. I got a little bit more into basketball, like adolescent years, like middle school, AAU. And then
point guard?
I was point guard, man. I was a guy that watched a lot of N1. Like N1 was the culture back then. So I was a guy that was going into games, especially my AAU games, because my coaches were
You was doing hot sauce moves?
Yeah, that was literally, I was watching the mixtapes. The new mixtape would come out. I would download it on like Aries or Bearshare or LimeWire, and I'll just do those moves in the game. And like, you know, as long as I didn't turn the ball over, my coaches weren't too mad. You feel me? I didn't really have a lot of turnovers, like, you know. So, but then I pivoted away from basketball, like in 10th grade, and then I got into making beats a little bit prior to that, and I got into DJing, and then I was like, you know what, I want to, you know, take music serious. And nobody introduced me to the fact that I could be a producer. Like back then, it wasn't a thing. It's not like, you know, people bring that up as a career, you know. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was accessible, but not as accessible as it is now. You know, back then you had a lot of hardware, you know, there weren't a lot of softwares. Everything was like kind of hardware based, and it was making that digital technology shift to software, and, you know, just a more easier way to produce music and record. So
definitely. So, you know, been doing that, you've been in music for a very long time. When did it start to take off? Like, when did you say, man, I can really do this? Like, you know, what was your first time, your first break? Yeah, professionally. Like, you know, like everybody has that moment where they're like, man, I can really do this. Like, I can really, you know what I mean? I got something here. Like, what was that time for you?
For me, it was in 2019 when I did Jerry Sprunger, Tory Lanez and T-Pain. It was like
how'd that come up? How'd that come up? You know, how'd that come up? Like, how did the Tory? Were you just making beats, sending them to people, or?
No, I mean, at that time, I met Tory in 2017, and we just built a great relationship. And he kind of just allowed me to just be around. So I was just around him for a couple years, just soaking up game, just learning music, learning like how a top tier artist moves. And I just was like, I got to provide some type of value, and also, you know, make it lucrative for me and profitable as well. And the fastest and easiest thing for me was making beats. You know, at that time I was also, I am an artist and a writer.
Yeah, you got music too. You got dope music, bro.
Yeah. And, but making beats back then wasn't like my main focus. It was, I was doing a lot of different things. And I decided to make beats because I was like, I needed to get paid. And I figured this was a way for me to get like an advance from the label and just, you know what I'm saying? At the time, Tory was under a major label, Interscope. So I'm just like, all right, man, I can get a bag like doing this. And I did it. And, you know, we had the #1 song on iTunes. We, you know, it was the biggest song on the album. And I did 2 other beats on the album, The Take with Chris Brown and Love Sounds. And, you know, it just ended up being big records. You know, it was charted really well on radio and really well on Billboard. Right. And at that moment, like, that's when I realized I could, you know, do it at a high level. And I realized, like, all right, this is my way into the game. And then, you know, different publishing companies and executives started reaching out at that point. And then that's when I was like, okay, it's real now. You know, now I'm really right. Like, you feel me?
Right. How did it feel when, you know, your record, you know what I mean, went to, like, you know, a record you produced went to #1 and, you know, was getting played all across the world? Like, how did that feel to you, bro?
Initially with Jerry Sprunger?
Yeah.
It was amazing, bro. That record actually took me out to China. I did a DJ set in China like a few months after it dropped. And, you know, I was in China and people recognized the record, like, you know, so at that moment I realized, okay, I'm doing something bigger than I could actually understand. You know, when you fly almost 24 hours across the world and, you know, they're playing your music, you know, you have a different level of appreciation and gratitude for what you're doing and the impact that it's making. So that's when I realized, like, oh, okay, this is big. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
what's up. Yeah, that's dope.
A lot of people really don't get to, especially producers, you know, a lot of producers are kind of just like locked in their little zone and they don't travel and really understand the impact they're making with these beats that they probably doing in their room on their laptop. Right. When I was able to travel and see that, you know, and I've been to different places like Colombia, Turkey, and, you know, all these places, like, you know, they're familiar with my music. So
that has to be a great feeling, bro. You know, being like going around the world and people will be like, yo, we love this song. And you're like, yo, this is my joint right here. I made this. I mean,
word. Yes, it's a good feeling, man. I'm blessed.
That's what's up, bro. Now, look, let's fast forward to now, bro. You got one of the biggest records out here. Nicki Minaj, Little Baby, Do We Have a Problem? Run that down for us. How did that come up? How'd that come up, bro? Like, how did you, you know, did you meet Nicki? Like, how did that happen?
Well, it really just happened. I mean, this is a play that was in the work for about 1.5 years. You know, it didn't just come out of nowhere. It was I signed with Sony Music in 2020. I met with the artist, writer, producer. His name is Takeo. We formed a great relationship. And first day we got in the studio, we did like 12 records, like not like literally 12 records. And I think that was probably one of the best studio sessions I've ever had. And it was just good energy. And, you know, we just talked about getting a record to Nicki, and, you know, long and behold, like months and months later, he actually met her and formed a relationship with her. And he started sending my beats over to her. And that's really how it happened. And, you know, they said they liked the record, and then her label, her management reached out. And after that, like, she personally reached out, like, when she announced the record, she just hit me on the gram, like, oh, you're super talented. And I was just like, wow, that's amazing. And then, you know, they shot the video and it came out, and we just broke a bunch of records. Like, every day I'm seeing like a new record we broke. Like, I think the recent one is like, we're the best selling download of 2022. Right. We have the highest sold song.
Okay.
And you know, just a bunch of other records. You know, Nicki she's a powerhouse, man. So I mean, a real powerhouse.
Well, to let you know, man, I play it every day on my show on iHeartRadio. So
thank
you know,
man. That means a lot.
I play it faithfully, bro.
That's man.
When, like, you know, when you got this placement, did you hear the record like way before everybody else, or did you hear it like when everybody else heard it?
Honestly, I heard it when everyone else heard it. Like, I didn't even know.
What was your reaction?
I was just blown away, to be honest, because it's like I didn't know what to expect. You know, I knew they was both gonna go crazy, but like, you know, you actually hear those artists' voices on the beat that you made on your laptop. Oh, this is like crazy. And I actually I'm actually putting out a series where I've been documenting the last, 20 days since when I first heard the record till now.
Okay.
And I have those moments captured, and it's gonna be on my YouTube. And I knew the moment was gonna be special. I didn't know it would be #1. I didn't know I'd be #1 producer on Billboard. I just knew like I was making good music, and it was gonna have some good results. But I don't think anyone expected this. I don't even think the label expected this.
Right.
I don't even know if Nicki and Baby expected this, because it's not like everybody was running around saying we have a #1 record. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody was hyped about the record, and it just did what it did. We blessed by God.
Definitely. The price done changed. Tell them, huh?
Yeah, the price goes up every minute.
Right.
Talk about yesterday's price is not today's price. 5 minutes price ago. 5 minutes ago is not the price right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
Every
My
day we
dude.
get more valuable. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Now, real quick, you got music out too, man. You're super talented with the music too. I checked out some of your music. You're dope, bro.
Oh, thank you, bro. That means a lot. That truly means a lot.
So what are you doing with your music, man? I know you got all these beats, but what about your music, man? The world got to hear this too.
No, of course. I just think right now it's such a big moment.
Right.
And I have so much requests and so many artists that are asking for production and labels and management and so many people. And I just kind of want to seize the moment. So I really understand the business of music. I think, what's helped me a lot is I've really privy myself to understanding the business of music and understanding the moment. And I'm really understanding like the way music works is like peaks and valleys. Like, no one's on top for forever. I mean, you have these
that moment.
Legacy artists such as Drake, Jay-Z, Kanye, Nicki that just stay at their peak for, the length of their career. But I'm just taking the time to just have fun. I'm having fun producing, and I actually have a bunch of music on the artist side that I'm gonna start releasing sometime this year, and I'm just taking my time with it.
Definitely.
It's a lot to take in, and I'm just taking my time with it, and it's definitely a lot of music coming very, very soon.
Okay. So you look, when you dropping that, man, send it my way. I'll definitely spend it on my side, bro.
That's huge. That's huge.
So look, man, every interview, I ask the guests a couple hypothetical questions. I got a couple hypothetical questions for you. Answer them best as you can. So this one is, if you could be a CEO of any company, what company would you choose?
Honestly,
Any company out there.
probably Apple.
Apple?
I would say Apple, just because we're gonna use iPhones for as long as humans exist.
Right.
And
iPhones and MacBooks will be out forever.
yeah, it's $1 trillion company, and they have many products, and any product that Apple makes is gonna sell out. If Apple had a car, if they had the Apple mirror, if they had the Apple jewelry, if they had anything Apple, it's gonna be innovative, and based on their brand and their previous success and the hype around it, it's gonna sell. I mean, let's be honest, they sell us the same phone every and people buy
that's
it
facts,
for $1,000. It's just a
They
hype.
just changed the camera on it. They just changed the camera.
And then they figured out a way to create the same. It's like what Apple does with their, digital technology is they literally just mimic what they have and repackage it differently. What is the Apple Watch? What was the iPad? What was the touch, the MP3 player?
Oh, yeah.
What was it called again?
It's the iPod Touch. Yeah, it's the iPod
Touch. iPod Touch. It was literally an iPhone that you could make calls with.
Right. And then they just made the phone and put all that in one and then sold it to us again.
Exactly. And then they had the Apple Watch. It was the Apple Watch. It's just like an iPad Touch that tell time. It's just like.
And it's just on your wrist now.
Exactly. So with that being said, these people make billions and trillions of dollars. So I would want to be a part of that company. You know, I could create anything. I'd create the Apple Pen. You know what I'm saying? I just create wild things. You know, and yeah, I know it sell out just because of just the brand, how many people are aware of the brand and the quality of it, and just the hype. So that'd be the company I'd be a part of. And let's be honest, Apple makes great products. You know, I've had many Apple computers, and it's my go-to choice. So
okay, definitely. Now, if you could level up any aspect of yourself, strength, intelligence, charisma, etc., but you had to decrease another aspect of yourself by the same amount, what aspect would you increase and which would you decrease?
I'd increase the spiritual aspect.
Okay.
Because we're a spirit. Like we're spirit.
Right.
You know, I mean, the physical is just a shell. Like, but I mean, if you're spiritually intelligent and spiritually aware, you can't be stopped. You can't be stopped physically. You can't be stopped mentally. I would increase the spiritual, and I'd probably decrease the physical.
Okay.
I mean, I would make myself, I guess, less stronger or less faster, but I make myself spiritually aware, and I'm more connected to God if I'm more spiritually aware, and God controls everything. So,
facts, definitely. Now, this last one, this is a good one for you, you know, because you're really deep in the music. Now, say the world is ending and there's one record store left wherever you are, in what city, what town you're in, and the internet is going down, but there's this one record store and they're like, yo, somebody calls you and says, yo, they told me to tell you to come over and grab 3 albums that you can rock with for the rest of the time because there's no more music. What 3 albums are you grabbing?
brother, if the world is ending, I'm not going to a record store. I'm going to find food and shelter, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Like, even if they said I could have,
but if you can have music in the shelter, what you grabbing though?
But I'm gonna be honest. Like, if the world is ending, I'm not even thinking about music. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm calling my folks up. Y'all good? And I'm like, I ain't good. Come make sure I'm good. You feel me? Leave the music. Come bring me some food. Bring me some water. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Come bring me some Wi-Fi. Let me, you know what I'm saying? I'll tell the record store people like, yo, y'all got food over there? Leave them records.
All right. I respect that, brother. I respect that. Now, before we get out of here, man, I just want to say thank you for your time again, man. It was super dope talking to you. And let people know where to, follow you, all that good stuff that you want people to know.
First of all, thank you for the amazing interview. You could follow me on Instagram at Papi Yerr, Papiyerr.
Right.
And Twitter at Papi Yerr, Papiyerr. I'm at both of those places. You know what I'm saying? Shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM. Let's tap in. Be number one.
Definitely, man. And congratulations, man, to all your success out there. And keep bringing them crazy records that you've been bringing, man. We really appreciate it out here. And like I said, when that music started to drop, send it over to me, man. I'll shoot you the email and all that stuff. I got you on the spins, bro.
Respect, brother. Respect.
Thank you for your time, man. You have a good one, bro.
All right. Have a blessed night, brother.